Got your helmet on tight and your boots on your feet. First things first, let's power up the ship. Don't you worry now, I'll give you the tip. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that Now let's talk quantum, a jump through the space. Set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the drive up, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go. let's talk quantum. A jump through the space, set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the driver, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum. A jump through the space, set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the driver, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum. A jump through the space, set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the driver, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go. Now let's talk quantum. A jump through the space, set your destination, keep up with the pace. Spool the driver, feel that gentle hum. Navigating the cosmos has never been more fun. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright. Flying through the stars, shining so bright. It's a step-by-step ride, easy and slow. You're a natural pilot, now watch yourself go. Watch yourself go. Citizen, take a seat. Got your helmet on tight and your boots on your feet. First things first, let's power up the ship. Don't you worry now, I'll give you the tip. Just follow the groove, you'll be alright.
Already technical problem started.
Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. We're back on Drake's Den. I've got my two lovely hosts with me who this week have switched positions because my streaming software likes to change things for some reason. I think it's more Discord that did it this time.
I don't know where to look.
He made a mistake somehow and he just doesn't want to admit it.
Yeah, it's all me. It's all me.
Yeah.
I'm on 631. We've got Maddie on the left and part-time on the right. This week we've got a few things to discuss. There's been a rather large update from Benoit, which we'll be covering for the first probably more like 20 minutes of the stream because there's a lot in there to discuss. Probably shorter if we can manage it. And then we'll be discussing a long-awaited feature of the game, We're not sure when it's coming or how it's going to be developed in the near future, but it's FPS scanning and exploration. It's quite a meaty subject in the terms of what it could become, the potential of it. So it's definitely worth discussing. And we also have the January roundup. I don't have the notes on the screen currently, so Villain, if you could have those notes ready, or one of you. They're on the spoilers for Discord, so you'll be able to find them there.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Okay, so let's get the notes up for Benoit. Let's start with a quick look at the roundup for January. The notes that CIG have released on upcoming features. If you're ready for that, Villain. If you found
yeah, no pressure. Good
pressure.
thing you let me know before, so I can need to prepare this.
Aren't you the one that brought it up before the stream?
Bring it up? I thought you brought it up.
Oh, great. There's a villain and there's a boss. Yeah.
All right. I did read a bit of it. There's quite a lot of exciting updates, particularly around ships, as well as the Valakar, from what I read. They've been updating the movement set of the adult and Apex Valakars, so they can roam around more freely, which is going to be interesting. Because right now, I think what they do is they pop out the ground like this, and like, wow, worm, scary, ugh, and then they go down, and then whilst they're roaming completely vertical, move to a different location.
Children I'm watching, yeah.
Yeah, they were stuck on a fixed type of animation, and now they created something called the burrow to position behavior. So now it works. They burrow down, and then they move underneath, and they can move freely.
And I'm hoping there are some indicators of their movement along the ground. Like the larger worms, like mounding or cracking or something along those lines. That would be interesting.
Yeah, it says the team ensured that the Apex Valakar can move freely around the planetary nav mesh, allowing for more profound underground movement. So it looks like they're working on making it move like across the planet.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like, the 2 years ago they showed up this mission they had with Valakar in like Daymar or something. They need to use a car to drive around to,
That might be what was holding it up.
Possibly.
The ability to move.
Yeah, they state here that they worked on the algorithm, and it has been improved to allow the larger creatures to find paths and travel larger distances that are not always as close to the player. So
and they also mentioned that they've got.
I see how excited Billing got.
They also mentioned some placeholder behaviors for the Valakar as well, and for some animals. So it shows that they're going to develop it further, which is nice to hear. Sorry, go ahead, Villain.
No, I was just saying, based on that, I cannot wait if you're flying over Daymar, and then you like do low flying, and you can see like a dust cloud kind of thing, and Valakar moving around. Oh, that would be
like,
so
too
good,
low,
man.
too low.
Yeah. Oh no.
You go straight up. Just this big mouth comes at you.
But that would be cool. Really cool.
What I'm interested to get more detail on that I saw is they're talking about something called star paws. Like
that's just
like
the
an animal's paw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but now they're giving it a name, and it didn't have a name till like now. I've never heard them ever use the term star paws before. So I
think it was thrown around once, like maybe a year or two ago. But like, so it wasn't really widely known, I don't think. Yeah. But it's nice to see that they've got a pathway specifically for animals in place now, and then they're kind of moving all along. I know, maybe we'll get the boreal stalker soon. That'd be exciting.
right.
Yeah. I'm actually that's cool, but I'm looking for the pyro crab thing. Like it's supposed to be like a massive crab thing. I'm looking for that. That looks cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Just wandering around, you get chased down by a massive crab.
I just need to zigzag left and right.
Crabs on villain! Crabs on villain!
I've got crabs. Yeah. That should be your call. I've got crabs. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Maddie, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You go ahead.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, you said something about being excited about Starport. Or was that the end of the statement? Just that you're excited about
it? I'm just excited to get more detail on it, see what they're actually cooking, because they just state that support for Star Paws is also planned for development in the near future. So looks like they're doing something a little bit more to the way animals will probably traverse as well. I think it's easier for them to work on the Valacar because it doesn't move on top of the terrain. It moves underneath, where underneath is just like empty void. So it can go any way it wants and not bump into anything, where like animals that are actually on top of the terrain will have to worry about rocks and trees and all of that. So it'll probably fall in line with Genesis tech and stuff like that.
Originally, Chris, in his vast imaginative chasm of a head, his original vision for animals moving around a planet was for herd animals to move in herds, for birds to flock across the skies together, and you could come across them as a player, maybe at the top of a canyon, and see a herd of quasi-grazer moving from place to place. And whether that's still the vision or not, whether they can allow that many entities to be grouped up together is a different matter. But if they are still planning on that, that's going to be a whole sight to see in itself. You know, just hundreds and hundreds of quasi-grazers migrating.
To see them migrating.
Yeah,
it would be amazing. It would. I'm not gonna lie, it would be amazing, but not even close.
No, they need
maybe like 10 years in the future. Maybe.
It's like after 1.0.
They're trying to use planetary data to drive that. So to be able to bring that in, they need V5. They need seasons. They need orbits. Well, they don't need orbits, I guess, but they definitely need seasons. But the seasons should be driven by the orbits, so it's kind of...
How can I see this? It's all working perfectly. Thousands of quasi-grazers migrating, and they're all T-posing.
And then on the news, it'll be like, in the latest, Microtech is colliding with Crusader. You know, that kind of thing. You know, when the orbits eventually just break. But yeah, no, but the plans for herded animals and migrations is interesting, and I'd really like to see that. It's hard to know if they're going to be able to. Are there any other notes we've missed, Bill, and maybe AI updates at all?
There's a couple of ship updates.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
What we had here. So Hammerhead's getting to like a...
Yes, I read that.
Ready, which is pretty cool. I actually bought this one in the game. Let's not get crazy.
Yeah.
Hull B is getting up there as well, like Load 0, pretty much done. Looks like the Maul is going to be the next ships coming out for the salvage thing.
Yeah.
Maul, salvage, or I don't know what they're going to call it. And the one... Shmo. The most exciting, which I'm really surprised, Ironclads in final art, which is like wild.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely May releases.
Totally.
They've been keeping pace together. Like I know the Assault was behind at some point just because they had some reworks on the interior. But for the most part, they've been in pace with each other. So it's going to be exciting to have those come in.
And the rest, who cares?
Solve once and for all what you can use them for.
Who cares? What are you talking about?
Too far away, man. Too far away.
Finally, the Drake Kraken continued through its white box with its first gate review set for this month. Okay, so what are you talking about? Right? And
I doubt it's going to be this year. I would be amazed if it's going to be this year, but unlikely.
I can imagine there being an internal push to try and get it out this year, and if they manage it, then that's great. But This is going to be a lot of work.
This is one of those ones I want them to take their time and not fuck it up. Right?
I think that's on the internal docket. At the bottom, there's a cliff note saying, "Don't fuck it up."
You don't fuck it up. Yeah.
No, I think the new way they've been designing ships has been very spot on, and I've liked the new design language for the way they've done ships now.
I really like the whole new. Sorry,
no, you're good. Go ahead.
The whole Drake thing. They've got those like open engines on the back. You can go in and see them like spinning, and the kind of like that looks so good, so good.
It does.
You just throw some coal in them to go faster, right? And then
I'm with you. So I'm going to be in the back of that thing.
Ramming speed, or the Caterpillar engine at the back.
Clipper and Ironclad's going to have similar.
Yeah. That's another thing, though. The Ironclad and the command module, they've made a lot of strides on that. You saw a little glimpse of the command module in the images from the Kraken. Not the Kraken, the Ironclad. It looks different than the Caterpillar one, as you'd probably expect. But from what I understand, they are interchangeable. So you could have your Caterpillar carriage, which is technical name for it, and the Ironclad carriage, and you could park them side by side and switch between the two as needed. So that'll be interesting. But they really need to get this docking ship to ship thing down because it's been in the Andromeda for years, and it has been tentative at the very least.
I'm not sure they're gonna change the command module in the Caterpillar.
They won't change it.
Away. No. I think they wait for update before they do it. I think
they'll do like an overall update to the
standard.
Caterpillar. Yeah, they need to sort the doors out for the Caterpillar.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of think that the Caterpillar might even work better with just vertical lifts coming out the bottom rather than the original side opening doors. The side opening doors are cool, but like just from a practical point of view.
I think because you've got so many legs on the side, it would be really hard to load and unload if it goes down. That's the only problem, right?
The legs are between each segment, so you wouldn't be taking up any more room. I see your point.
They could do elevator lift in the middle.
Maybe.
The only issue I can see is the height of the landing gear to the bottom of the ship, and the actual height of the cargo bays might not line up exactly. So that'd be a difficult thing to accomplish. But yeah. But I do see a point with the landing gear. I think that'd be just a consideration they need to make. They can't get rid of the landing gear because it's iconic. That's just how the
that's where his name comes in. Yeah. Okay.
Any other big ticket items on the roundup?
A little bit narrative, but then didn't really say how much, what, and what not. And the missions, they really they mention bits and bits in here and there, but nothing specific really.
Okay.
Benoit kind of mentioned more.
For more details on. Oh yeah, go ahead.
The last thing that they had in the monthly report was the research and development. They said after pushing the optimization push of all 2025, January saw a revival of the new and improved ground prototype, with work beginning to make it production ready for both the PTU, for the PU and Squadron 42. It says once complete, ground details will be cheaper to evaluate and render stuff. It's more engine stuff, but it looks like it looks like instead of the focus being heavy optimization, they're actually focusing on doing a little bit more research into the graphical side of things and making sure that it's top notch, like the rendering side.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
That's good. I guess they need to work out what the render is doing before they optimize it, so that doesn't make sense. No point optimizing something you're going to change.
Optimizations.
Yeah, there's no point optimizing something you're going to change in a couple of months. Right. So, for anyone who wants further details on the roundup, because that's not the focus of this particular podcast, you can look at creators like Board Gamer or Super Mac Brother. They have really good informational videos that cover that. I personally go with Super Mac Brother. He's a bit more chill, doesn't shout everything down your ear. Board Game is great. I know it's just Super Mac Brother's more my speed. But there are two creators you can go to for videos that covering this in a bit more detail. We're going to move on now to the Star Citizen Live, which featured Benoit, the CTO of CIG, the technical director, who's basically in charge of everything tech. He gets a lot of flack for that because a lot of the stuff doesn't work perfectly, but I imagine it's a lot to manage.
It's a hard job.
Yeah,
he gets a lot of flack because he actually tells us stuff.
Yes, exactly.
That's the reason he gets always.
Just stuff, as a general statement, just because he's CTO doesn't mean he personally handles everything. He oversees everything and checks in gateways and milestones. He's in charge of the development of everything, not one particular feature at a time.
A lot of the tools and tech that build Star Citizen, that's what he oversees, and he oversees all the teams that build those tools and tech to help all the rest of the artists and programmers build out the game. His job's very difficult. It's not an easy job. There's so much things he has to do.
He's got to manage these teams and make sure the tech each team create works together, which is probably the most challenging thing. So he gets a lot more flack than he deserves. But I think he's also really well liked, which is nice to see. I think people like him as a creator.
I love him. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah. We're just going to go over some of the stuff that he covered. So this is just the notes from the spoilers channel on Discord, which a lot of orgs have. And it's just about the past of the game, the current state, and things to come in the future. So the first thing to mention is server meshing. There was a bit of an update on that and how the current static server meshing. And for those who don't know, server meshing as it stands currently is when you have multiple servers on what's called a shard, which is essentially like a mega server that contains those servers. And within Star Citizen, at least, server meshing means that you're able to pass from server to server without any break of gameplay. There's no loading screen. You don't even notice it's happening. If you just imagine two squares representing the server, it's just you moving from one square to another and nothing happens. You don't even notice it. It's great. So you could have 50 players on one server. You could have 500 players on a second server. And when you move over, it's 499 and 51, basically. It's just trading you from one server to another. So it's really impressive technology. Not many other games have it, if any, in any similar way as to Star Citizen. Other MMOs have server meshing, but you're bridged by a loading screen usually. So it's a bit different in how it functions. It's a live, updated server meshing. Now, that's static server meshing. The aim is dynamic server meshing, which is kind of something they're working on currently and close to releasing what they call like quasi-dynamic server meshing, which we'll get into in just a moment. So
Quasi-dynamism.
Yeah, that's
I didn't even know that was a word.
Yeah.
I think this is just a different name of attaching instances.
It's the bridge to full dynamic.
No, I think instances will go be first, and then when they can see, you can hop over between that, creating the server and getting out from it. That would be a stepping stone.
What they discussed was the quasi-dynamic server meshing. They ran an algorithm to see how many servers it would need to handle a certain amount of players and server load. And it asked for 20 servers. And the idea is that
200, I think.
200.
I think
it was 200.
200.
No. It asked for 200 servers to run the mesh.
Yeah, it's right there. 200. a bit more than 20.
Zero here, zero there. Who cares, right?
It was a bug. That was the one bug in their test that they did.
I don't think that was a bug. That was actual legit requirements, I'm thinking.
No, because it runs properly with the 10 right now, and they just axed it when they were trying to run it on the dynamic side of things.
But I think
same thing.
The reason this is being described as quasi-dynamic is that it's not that these servers will spool up and down as needed. The servers in this version of dynamic server meshing would always be open and be utilized as and when necessary. Whereas I think the end goal of dynamic server meshing, of course, is maybe the server starts off with 10 just full servers as players concentrate in certain areas. So that would mean like maybe there's 1,000 players on the server, but 900 of them, for some strange reason, decide, let's all go to Crusader. I'm going to go buy a ship. It will create smaller servers that have the same capacity of players that it can hold in the smaller areas, even within the same building, so that it can hold that many people in one place without affecting the load of the servers too much. And then when those players leave, spool down those servers and expand back to the planetary server or the system server, however you want to define them. So it's a really impressive tech. It's a really impressive direction that they're heading. They're not there yet, but this is a really good sign that they're kind of heading the right direction.
I'm just gonna put in. Can you guys imagine if we had 2 servers and in Shard, everything would work all the time.
200 servers in one Shard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the goal is to reach normal MMO player counts of thousands and thousands of people. So one day that might be the case. but they just need to make sure that they can get every server to transition players between each other seamlessly, which is going to be a lot of data transferring a lot of the time. So we shall see. Right. So they also realize. Oops, I did not lock that. 1 second. There we go. They also reiterated on the fact that they'd have 2 star systems this year, which again is really impressive, but I feel like they just got it out just so they can say that.
1.5.
Yeah, 1.5. 1.5. But it's still a good achievement, especially compared to previous progression of the game.
Hey, you can go to that system, so technically they got 2 systems. You can
They-
go there. All right?
They got a
It might not have
station
much.
in a big space.
You can go.
Well, technically, you've got 50-50 chance being spit out in the same system you went
That's
from.
true. Yeah. That's a
But
lot
you
less
have to
still
common
go
now,
there.
to be fair. Yeah, another thing they spoke about is the legacy transport system being a little bit out of date. They've had to do a lot of hot fixes to it to make sure it's working. But the new transport system is in development. This has been on the release cards a few times, but just didn't come out. So I imagine they just kept
the
running
transport system.
into walls. Now, this is going to be one of those things where we're not going to notice the difference. When it's working, we won't notice it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
okay,
like
fair enough, yeah.
it's like any good concert or any good show. If the stage crew are doing their job, you won't notice them.
I'm pretty sure we
To
will
give everyone an
notice. It's gonna be
example of what's
working.
happening. Right now, it works on like this black magic where it teleports you and makes you invisible. Now it's literally going to work on a spline. Just literally, elevators will just go up and down like a real elevator. Like you think the elevators actually work, they don't. Like it does some magical shifts. You go sideways. No, just up and down in an elevator, and I think it's gonna do really
Just
good
give
things. It also
people an idea. So basically, how it works now. Is an A to B system, is how he described it. So
yes.
let's say in the hangar, the elevator entrance is there at A. And the spaceport, the elevator entrance is here at B. It's literally you turn invisible when you press the button and you just move in a straight line from
You just ride
A to B. And so that causes a lot of issues. You don't even you go straight lines, Maddie. You don't even do any turns.
I know.
You just go through everything, which causes issues like being killed. Less common now, but that used to happen a lot, and you didn't.
Never happened. I don't know.
know
Yeah, if you ever play this game for a long time, you ever been picked up by an elevator?
Yeah,
there's no evidence of that
as well. So there's instances where you press the button, and because the elevator is coming from behind you and appears within the doors, sometimes it'll start to appear too quickly, and you'll just be swallowed up into the elevator and just transport into it. What the new system is planning to do, as Maddie described, is kind of essentially like multiple vectors, really. Like it'll go around the rooms like a normal elevator would. I can't even touch the right place there. That's really annoying. So it will go there, and then it will essentially move as you'd expect an elevator to move. Like Maddie said, it will start transporting you in a realistic way. So it doesn't look like a massive change for those who don't play Star Citizen or those who haven't played a long time. But this will eliminate a lot of bugs that are a consequence of how the transport system works now. And it's not just relating to elevators, it's trams.
Ship elevators.
Ship elevators, yeah.
Lifts, anything that goes up and down, it's going to be infected by
Infected?
this.
Whoa.
Yeah, sorry. Affected by this.
Yeah. So that's what we're expecting in the near future. Hopefully, we're getting it this year. So there we go. Yeah, let's change anything that moves you from A to point B of ships is generally a part of transport system. Yeah. Just
Actually, if I look at my notes, I think we are getting this year because it ties in with something else that's coming in this year, and if I remember from the podcast, he stated that the transport system is needed for that.
I think that was relating to the inventory. That was the inventory was needed for crafting, and he said technically no, but it would be really stupid without it.
No, I think he mentioned he needs a transport thing for instancing because you cannot go.
Yes. Yeah, because he mentioned
and we're getting the level instance this year for the Siege of Orson.
Yeah. You mentioned that your player gets flagged in order to produce instancing, and now they're going to use I remember. Right. So social. They need the social system, so we are going to see that this year, which is nice. For things like the strike team. I did say, Maddie, I agreed with you that it could come this year. Why do you do that?
I'm telling that to Villain. This is on towards Villain. You're fine.
It's. He mentioned there's like 4 stages out of it, and we're gonna get one of them this year. So it's like, here goes.
Not one this year. Probably. I think we're gonna get more than one this year.
Just to settle it, I'll read this verbatim, and then there's no
debate. Don't read this. You just assume I'm right. It's fine.
Oh, that's a dangerous
never right, guys.
Okay, so Last Sitcom outlines the plan for the social part of Star Citizen. A detour was taken since then from last year's playability goal, and a social strike team formed to handle dedicated social features. Currently assessing all things connected to implementation and addressing blockers. At the moment, completely overhauling the chat system, friend or foe list, social notifications, and comlink. Planned currently for a 2026 release. Afterwards, party advert mechanics. They've also worked on VoIP and a player report feature. Apparently blocking players in the game, although a very basic feature of it. So I've not seen it personally, but it's probably there. Now, I think this is another situation where the game needs this, not because the game wouldn't work without it, but because you need it for convenience. So, for example, the strike team missions that are coming later in the year, the instanced locations, things like that. With the social app, you'll be able to create parties and advertise those parties to say, we're doing this, we have this many people, we need this many people. And the idea is that when they first ran the Siege of Orson, which is going to be the first instanced event when they bring it back, was open to everybody, which meant whilst you were doing the mission, there were so many interruptions whilst completing that playthrough, because you'd have hundreds of players doing it at the same time. With instancing, if you're in a party of 30 and you all take the mission together, that mission is linked, and that means it's limited to the 30 players you've invited. It creates an instance of that event that can't be invaded. Now, I have issues with that just because of how the original Siege launched, and that's just that. You can't be a bad actor in those situations. You can't be a pirate against the other players. And I understand, of course, that's the whole point. They wanted to just be PvE, but that was one of the beautiful things about the Siege of Orison. You could be a member of the Nine Tails and act against other players. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on this is.
Okay, so which I see what you're getting at, but if the same mission's got the option to start the mission as a good guys, I've got secondary option to join as a bad guys and being a part of mission. I get that, right? But if you're just going and bombing the guys who are playing for like 45 minutes, you just drop a bomb on them and you just wipe them all out. It's kind of sucks.
You can't do that in Siege of Orison because of the flight jamming system. But yeah.
Yeah, but this is just a example. But if they would be giving options, okay, these guys started like 5 minutes ago. The new mission populates, and we're looking for 10 extra guys to support Nine Tails, and then you do a PvP mission out of it, just because. Yeah. That would be kind of cool.
They could have PvE and PvEVP versions of the same mission, I suppose. That's kind of within CIG's interest to kind of decide that. Yeah, no, I can see that being a thing. I think we've also spoken about municipal works and how when hacking comes in, it'd be really cool if someone could create an instance to do PvE. But there's that door that we see in Levski. We remember we spoke about that on the outside. There's that door. Maybe that's a point where PvP players could try and hack into an instance. And if they're successful, it could be a really hard hack. But if they're successful, they get to invade on a PvE session. So there's always a chance that someone's going to invade your PvE session.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be
That
cool.
would be
It would
really
need to
cool.
be expensive or something to just even try to do
Yes,
it. You
yeah.
know, just to even out. Yeah.
There should be a good motivation to hack, but a good deterrent to say maybe chill.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe relax. But that the option is there. That would be really cool. All right, there's one final section of the interview. So no full wipes. They're going to do targeted wipes. I imagine that will be related to money. Don't know why they would do that.
They don't want to wipe everyone's items and stuff because they're going to be bringing in item imprinting.
Sarcastic. Yeah.
I think they're going to wipe more. I think they're going to wipe ships and money. Because the reason you can save the money by buying the ships, kind of thing, if that makes sense.
They might wipe the ships this time. There's a possibility of it, but they did specifically talk about trying to keep ships. So I don't know.
Yeah, they want to keep it rolling.
But the problem is most of the ships people have is because of the money they have now. So I do think there's a possibility they'll wipe ships and money, but definitely money will be wiped. Possibly ships, because the money issue is why people have the ships. So we'll see.
Go to Vegas and just gamble all your money away before the wipe.
Oh, that'd be so cool if they added a casino.
Yeah,
that would be a great money sink. That'd be fantastic. You want to get rid of your money? That's a great way of doing it.
Gamble. I think with races, they're going to do something like that.
That would be cool.
We've got crafting. That's coming in the next patch, along with potentially the inventory system. They said that the inventory is going to be more of a struggle than crafting, but they're going to try and get both in.
It was actually the other way around.
Crafting more of a struggle. I thought they're going to say they try to get them both.
They're working hard to get crafting into 4.7, but 4.7 will have the inventory rework, and there will be a test preview coming real soon. And there's also going to be a transport system test preview as well.
I'm more on the wait and see instead of being super excited.
Yeah. So the transport and instancing will work together, is what they've said as well. The rock breaker is the next patch too. The rock cracker, or the nutcracker, as Maddie likes to call it.
The nutcracker, yes.
Little glimpse.
We will crack that nut and then get rich.
Nut. Sorry. So we got the instancing, which is a WoW dungeon. How to unlock zones. That's kind of like the Municipal Works in RCorp that they originally covered, which I hope is still coming. I hope it's not just going to be Levski. But where you would do a zone, go back up, unlock a new zone, go down, go back up, unlock a new zone, go back down, and so there's a progression to it.
I thought they mentioned they've got issues with that at the moment for multi-level missions kind of thing. They've got apparently some kind of limitation at the moment.
That's
so they want
the mission system. That is mission chains, like a quest. This is a different thing.
Would that not be the same thing?
No, this is talking about physical locations where you unlock different levels of the Municipal Works.
Yeah, but
they're talking about, when they mentioned what you're speaking about, it was talking about contracts. Like right now, a contract is just a one-off. You take a contract, you do a thing, that's the end of the contract. They can't make mission chains where the contract progresses through multiple missions in a quest.
And it keeps going and going.
It keeps going and going. But the Municipal Works level system is talking about, the original concept in RCorp, where you would go down to level 1, you would do that, and you do that a few times, and then you'd unlock the second level, and you'd be able to progress further. That's not necessarily the same as the mission.
So you're saying they're going to want to attach this semi-reputation kind of system kind of thing instead of the multi-chain?
I imagine so. I imagine that's how it would work. Like a progress, like an invisible progress bar of some form. But yeah, just have a look here. So WoW dungeon key style mechanics to unlock zones. Yeah. There. So no comments on Squadron 42, of course. Jenison's STAR-CXVZ and NPC population system is being merged into a unified development team, which will bring fundamentally significant improvements to the game worlds. And of course, we have the battle cruiser, which will be announced in May and the concept released, which by Jared's description is very big.
I don't care. I cannot afford that thing, so I just gave up on it already.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, for size comparisons, you've got Polaris, Idris. This is kind of a guesstimation. Javelin is about that. And then the Bengal is like that. And the battle cruiser is probably going to be somewhere along these lines.
Why?
Too big.
Oh,
too big for you.
Why are they doing this? Like running javelin, guys. It's gonna take so much manpower. It's insane. And this thing is like,
keeping in mind that this one being the Idris needs probably about 16 people to
12 people to just operate the basics.
Let me speak.
No.
16 to 20 people to run efficiently. That's including engineers, full crew, including missile, remote pods, remote guns, and manned turrets. So it's a lot of people to run one ship. Sorry, this one was the Idris. Polaris takes maybe 12 to 14 people to run efficiently. The Javelin requires 80 people, I think, to run efficiently. The Bengal, I don't even want to comprehend how many people that would take
no point
to run.
To gain any further than this.
And that's
this is
just
like whole server.
That's just crew sizes so far. That's not even including fighters in the carrier-sized capital ships. And so when we think about the cruiser, that is an org-sized ship. I don't even know how you'd have people left over to be fighters at that point, but it's going to be able to house a lot of fighters.
It'll be for the big orgs.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be for the big orgs. But the point is that the ships are only going to get bigger. Villain is only going to have more aneurysms, and it's only going to get more fun.
It just makes no sense.
Villain is allergic to size.
It doesn't need to make sense.
Okay, so let's move on to the planned topic for discussion. Unless anyone in the actually, let's run an ad. If anyone has any points they want to raise regarding what we've spoken about from Benoit, as well as
Benoit.
Benoit. Did I say Benoit? Benoit.
Yeah.
That's good night in another language, isn't it? Benoit. Yeah. Thank you. Then just comment in the thing. We'll come back to that in just a moment.
Cool.
Yeah. You guys have anything you want specifically to speak about with FPS?
Not right now.
Not right now. Okay, that's cool.
You got the
I've got a few
exploration side of things down here, so yeah, I have some.
I even made a
opinions
little
on it.
Example. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, I love it.
Don't mess it up, Maddie. It took a lot of time to get all that in the right position. Don't move anything.
I'm not. That's why I'm. You know the little hand mode, the pan mode. I'm always in pan mode, so I don't grab anything.
Yeah. That's. I mean, you can still add things to it if you want to. It's just I don't want to move any of the example. Villain never reads these things. Villain ignores my whiteboards. Right. Okay.
That's what I do. I'm always the problem.
Okay, so welcome back everybody from the ad. We're going to talk about FPS scanning now. This is a feature that people have been waiting for a long time, and we've seen glimpses of it in Arena Commander in certain PTU patches. It may still be in there now. I'm not sure. I've not looked personally, but here is the example of it. This is how the glimpse of FPS scanning looked in that. No information, just a ping, just a wave.
It's in the Arena Commander. I think it's gonna be so cool when it comes into the game. Having that ability.
Kind of depends what they're gonna do with it.
I know it will have
that's
its
what we're here to
limitation.
discuss.
Kind of depends.
I feel like it'll have a lot of limitations, and I feel like it'll be something that will be an upgradable device. I feel like it'll actually be a device, like something you have to put on to
I
have
think
the ability, maybe.
it'll be,
Or
'cause they
maybe it'll be
mentioned-
built into your armors, yeah?
Yeah, the mentioned suits will have components of some form, so I imagine it'll be a functional part of a suit. So if you're just wearing normal clothes, you may not have the ability, or your ability to scan will be severely affected. Whereas if you have an exploration suit on, for example, which is designed to scan, you would probably gain a lot more detail about your environment. There's a lot of unknown stuff that's going to be relating a lot to the type of armor you're wearing. We just don't know enough to know exactly what that will entail. But I do think you're right. It's going to be a module of some form that will be affected by what you wear or do to it.
I feel like there's going to be different types of scanning depending on what you wear, and
But there's supposed to be a tracker class kind of in armor, right?
Yes.
So we're just supposed to be focused on pinging and scanning and stuff like that.
I also think there'll be different variations of how scanning will work. You've got exploration-based scanning, which will be mapping. It will be elements, life signatures. Whereas if you're a bounty hunter and a tracker, you might be looking more for heat signatures, electromagnetic signatures,
footsteps,
footsteps on the floor, things like that. Which I do hope is in the game, but that needs to be managed. Like maybe footsteps only last 15 seconds. You don't want.
You're talking about like a visual thing. I was thinking in my head when you talk, when you like walk and you can hear them from.
Well, that's actually something we're going to look into here. So there's going to be 3 particular signatures that you can give off, and that the enemy will give off. It's very clear because the resolution is kind of blown out a little bit. But if we look here, you've got 1 bar, which is your actual signature, and then you have, which is like essentially like an overhealth, and then you have a second, like a sub bar, which is the background. Oh, it auto-shaped. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, it has a second bar that only comes up to here, and then of course you have the end of the bar that you're filling. So that second bar is the background signature. So whether that's IR, infrared, which is your heat signatures, whether that's sound, the background sound. So if you're in an industrial area, like they were in this demo, the background sound signature is going to be very high, and so it'll be easy for you to sneak around NPCs in a dangerous area than it would be in the countryside, where maybe the background ambient noises are much lower. And then you have your electromagnetic signal, which is your gadgets you're wearing, the amount of emissions your armor. So if you're a combat armor, has a lot of tech in it, it'll have higher emissions in terms of EM. And they're kind of your indicators of your presence at the scene. And it'll also be what you're detecting from the enemies as well when you're doing your FPS scanning. So that's kind of the base statistics. I do believe there will be other factors like we've discussed in terms of types of scanning, specific features of armors, things like that, that use these to identify those sources.
Yeah,
it's
going to be one of them. I'm sorry, I was just going to say it's going to be one of those really like intricate but awesome features that we get. Like once it's in there, I don't know, I feel like it's going to change the way FPS feels too, like when you're doing FPS missions and stuff like that, or just exploring out there in the world. I feel like it'll be a little bit more engaging with it, because like I think of it with exploring, you scan and you'll ping off of something and find something and be like, ooh, what's that? Like in any game that you've played that kind of has like that scanning feature, kind of helps with like the whole keeping the immersion too.
Yeah, there were some comments about scanning. We can talk about it after this short video we're going to have a quick look at, which is the 2023 presentation, Navigating the Universe. It includes a little bit about scanning, includes a little bit about exploration, so we'll be looking at it a couple of times. But this is the scanning section. If you need me to pause, just let me know, guys, if you want to comment on anything specific.
We need to find the enemies that caused it. While we're on the way, you'll notice that the on-foot emissions at the top of the screen. We're emitting infrared, electromagnetic radiation, and also sound. If any of these go higher than the background levels, it will be easier for the enemies to detect us. Let's take a look at the bad guys, Bone. As part of the emissions and radar tech, we also have the ability to scan while we're on foot. If we tap the button, we can do a quick scan to reveal everything, to reveal info about anything that's in our view currently. Okay, Bone, let's do a quick scan. This highlights whatever's in our line of sight.
I always find it funny that in the CitizenCon, there's always like a big applause for really small features they're discussing. Like, when you do this, they'll give you some information. Like,
hello, my name is, and they like, woohoo, yeah.
Oh my god!
In the context of Star Citizen, it makes sense. But when you're an outsider looking in, you're probably just like, why?
Bro, he just scanned.
He just scanned. You can do that in any game. But to understand Star Citizen, everything they develop, they have purposely done the hard way rather than the cheat, the easy way that a lot of games do it. So the accomplishments for smaller things are much greater, and that's why people get so excited when a feature finally comes along. And this hasn't even been released yet. So
there's also some risk and reward to the scanning system. By holding the button, we can charge our scanner, and this reveals enemies through walls using a more powerful wave. But it does cause a spike in our emissions, which makes us easier to detect. Okay, let's do a charge scan, please, Bone. Okay. We can also see the augmented reality box outs, which give us a summary of what we've detected. Okay.
Right, that part is the part people have a problem with. Scanning through walls. And having the defined outline.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah. I think that if it's at all obscured, then it should be like a cloud or kind of a blurrish thing saying there's something behind this object. And I think unobscured should be sharp and detailed as we see it, because that would make more sense. It would show that there is something blocking the signal in that specific area of that thing. And it probably wouldn't be as egregious as just having full-on models displayed through solid objects.
Yeah, I would go even further, slightly. Like so
I know
you see,
would.
there's
Yeah,
there's 3 or 4 guys behind it, right? When you in a normal thing and you ping them, they should be okay. There is a point of interest or something. There's something behind it. You cannot tell what and how many. So you don't know if it's Copian or a human. Or if they're close to each other, you cannot even tell how many of them there is, right?
Yeah.
And unless you're in like a specific, like an armor, like a tracker armor, he's got specific, stuff on them. Yeah, so it's like could be between like 2 and 3 to 4 people, and there's one of them might be not a human, something along that line, just to give a little bit spice.
Just to add a bit more detail to that and add a bit of texture to that idea, it could definitely have something to do with the tracker armor, where it has more information to go off built into the armor. But just as a general thing as well, as you, as a player, gain more data and scan more things, your armor, if you end up wearing the same armor a lot, or your mobiGlas, probably a bit more realistic, stores information about the typical thermal signatures of certain creatures. So the more experience you get, and they've spoken about experiential skill points in this game before, so it could be following along those lines, but the more information over time you gather by doing missions like this and scanning and relying on the scanner, the more information you get about how biosigns appear and what those specific biosigns indicate. So the more defined your information becomes, the more easy it is for you to say, there's 3 biosigns here, and because you've got so much information, your armor says these ones are human, because you know a human irradiates 1,000. I don't know what the measurement they use is, but 1,000 is usually the typical thermal radiation of a human. Whereas maybe you've never scanned a copium before, so it'll say, oh, there's 2 humans and 1 unknown biosignature of 500. Just as an example.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I kind of like it. But what happens if you lose the armor? Do you need to start
This
again?
is what I'm saying. It would be a decision between whether that information is stored on your Mobiglass and then relies on the capability of your armor to interpret that information, or is it something that only gets stored on the armor you're wearing, and that encourages you to specialize in that armor? You know what I mean? That's a choice for the developers to make on where the data is stored and how it's handled, because you can have the information in your Mobiglass, but maybe the armor you're wearing doesn't have the technology to interpret that data, or vice versa. Every armor can interpret the data, but it depends on the historic use of that armor in particular.
Yeah.
So it's kind of,
Yeah.
I know a bunch of... Oh, go ahead, Villain.
No, I just want to see. I really want to see this because I want the light armor to actually be usable in the game. So, like, I don't want the people. I know you're laughing, but everyone. Okay, we're going to combat. Everyone having armor from top to toe.
Actually.
Yeah. So I want them for the light armor to be totally invisible, or like incredibly hard to actually be detected, right? So then you've got the drop on the guy who wearing heavy armor, so it's kind of balance itself out a little bit, and just give you actually choice for people what they want to wear. Kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, they have spoken about that before, and they have specifically said that that's where these background versus actual emissions come in, because light armor will have low emission, so you'll appear less easily on scans.
So you guys feel... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. Whereas heavy armor has extremely high emissions and appears easily on a quick scan.
Yep.
And obviously you have your deep scan, which in a light armor, obviously you'll still be harder to detect when you do a deep scan, but it raises your emissions. So only at those moments does the light armor become more detectable. So they have taken that into consideration. That will be a feature. So it's definitely coming in. Go ahead, Maddie.
I was saying, so you guys don't like this feature too much?
Oh no, I like the feature. I just think it shouldn't be. You can see the solid skeletons through walls.
In a solo game, fine. Who cares? You play.
I do feel like you should be able to see it, but for me, I feel like it should be specialized. That's why I feel like they showed us all the classes when they did that one Citizen Con where they showed us the silly guy with just a helmet on and nothing else, and then they showed us all the other specialized classes. I agree with all your points. Where I'm at, as long as doing this type of scan is only in a combat type of armor type, which I wouldn't care if it's in light, medium, and heavy. But the way I would like them to do it is put it at a distance. So see how they're just like right in front of him, just a little bit further. It's not like you can scan the whole building and see everybody inside. It's just like what's in your eyesight range.
I would settle for a range. Well, they said the quick scan identifies people you can see directly. The deep scan
and
is
then
what sees them through walls.
Yeah. So if it's set up in a range, and maybe like the more you upgrade the tiers and stuff, the higher the range go, that would be fine. But it can't be set to like some extreme range. That'll be crazy.
I would
and
settle.
Then like
Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying to Villain's point, the stealth classes I feel like should be invisible. I do agree with you there, so that they can counter that ability of the combat armor seeing through walls and stuff. But I don't feel like it's a bad idea for them putting the ability to see through walls. It just has to be very structured in a way to where it's not an OP mechanic, because it can be abused in a way to where it can become an OP mechanic.
I would settle for something along the lines of, at least at tier 1 for now, 5, 10, 15, and then nothing, just as a general framework. So just as a visual, so this is you, and then You've got solid models, so within 5 meters. So if you're hiding behind something and you scan and they're standing right there, you see the solid model. And then at 10 meters, they don't have to be these specific measurements. This is just an example. At 10 meters, maybe it becomes a little bit more less defined, blurry, harder to see exactly what they're wearing, things like that. And then at 15 meters, it's just a blur behind a wall. So you don't see any definable features, but you see there's something there. You know what I mean? And then maybe
you can do like they've done most video games, like the little red blurry thing when you do like a scan and it'll show you. I forget what game does that. I think Cyberpunk does something like that, right? Where it shows like there could be an enemy behind the wall, or there may be an enemy behind it. There's a couple games I played that do that type of feature.
Maybe at tier 2, the first stage becomes the 10 meter, and then the second stage becomes the 20, and then the 30. So there's limitations. Yeah, do you like this kind of idea?
Yeah, so just because I had a different perspective. So see, if you've got a light armor, you need to be in the smallest area to see it, right? But then you should, if he is like a sniper or something, he's got a different device which you can drop it and just pings every so often. So you kind of, it's this way. And before that happens, you get there, they can move somewhere else to set up a sniper shot or something on you, just to mess with you. Yeah, that would be cool.
So you could define them, like you say, by the types of armor as well, and how they interact with this range system. So definitely, I agree with that. So you've got heavy, medium, 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 and I wonder what this one's going to be.
Super medium.
Super medium, yeah. Okay. Heavy. So maybe in terms of the range, we're being very detailed here. Thanks for that, Maddie. Maybe, like Villain says, light armor, even at the first stage, is a blur. It's not very visible at all. So if someone's wearing light armor and you do a deep scan, you can see them, but only within 5 meters in tier 1 scanning. Again, this is all theory crafting, so this is not confirmed in the game. But with medium armor...
You heard it here first. Take notes.
In case it becomes part of the game, it was us, all us.
Yeah.
At tier 1, at stage 1 of the scan, the 5 meter range, with a medium armor, it's definable but not sharp. And then with the heavy armor at 5 meters, it's super sharp. You can see everything. And then that way the armor interacts with this distance and range scanning. So light, the further it gets away within that range, yes, the range still counts, but the armor also counts. Does that kind of feed into what you were saying there, Villain?
Yeah, it would be great, man. Just so your choices matter, basically. So instead of everyone just always wearing, like you go to contested zone, everyone will wear heavy all the time, and they bring pulverizer as well. Just make it sure. It's always the same.
And it would be nice to see this interaction between tiers of scanner and types of armor you're wearing versus tiers of armor and types of armor other people are wearing. Because that would add this deep kind of interaction between the systems and the clothing and the weapons. Because even your weapon can affect the range at which you can be detected. Because if you're using an electrical weapon, your EM signature is going to be much higher. So Volt weapons, for example. If you're using a ballistic weapon, particularly an automatic weapon, after firing, your IR will be higher because of the heat on the end of the gun. So I think that's getting super detailed at that point. But that's what I want. That kind of interaction is what we want from the game.
Just think about it. Like, if they had the ability like this to see through walls, and they did keep it, I hope they do keep it in. Just think of the medical gameplay of you being able to find the person that you need to pick up, and you can do a scan. Like, imagine a medical armor, and the helmet has a scanner like the combat one, but that one has like maybe even bigger range so that it can find people on the battlefield and see who's who, and it can, when it does the scan, it picks up enemies around that are down, but also allies that are down, and it puts up a little icon above them that's an ally. Like, there's things like that. Instead of it being a red arrow, it's a green arrow because you have like the little arrows there, as an example that those are enemies. So, and then it can show you where they're damaged too, so that you could do a quick heal, you know, like it'll show you the arm is red and the body's green, but the legs are red, so they can't get up. And those are the things that you need to heal to get them back into the battle. Like things like that, I hope come into play if they do like this body scanning feature.
There's a large range in the potential that they could go for with the scanning, I think.
Yes.
So no, I agree.
See, I like your idea, Matt. You can just build up on the whole medical thing. I think medical, it should be a totally different armor. And see the medical gun people got all the time. I think that should be like attached to a backpack or something. So you've got the full on medical gear, and it could be like a light, a heavy, and medium kind of thing as well, just to choose whatever you want. And that's what you're using to pick them up. And if you're on foot, just on normal ground, you should use medpens, and that will be just build classes as well.
Yeah, I would disagree with the thing with the med gun, because I think everyone should be able to use the med gun.
Yes.
I don't think that should be a limitation in terms of, because it's like saying to me, you're not a doctor, you can't physically use a bandage.
No, so what I mean, so medgun itself to heal yourself up, it's fine. But see, when you switch to advanced and you choose like those like drugs and stuff,
seeing what they need.
Yeah, to stabilize, and you just press auto. I'm not a medic, and just press auto, I'm fine. Why would you ever need a medic in that case?
Oh yeah, no, I agree. They should take the automatic out. So what I'm saying is it shouldn't be like I'm not a medic, I can't use a med gun. It should be I don't have the scanning technology to be able to look at villain's body and be like, oh yes, his brain is broken. I need to fix that.
It's fine how it is. Stop fixing my brain.
But yeah, no, I agree that the scanning of a particular medic suit should influence how they can use the gun, and they should remove the auto feature from the gun, because it's damaging to the medical gameplay. And this comes back to what I spoke about in another stream. I think a lot of professions should be knowledge-based, and yes, there is an accessibility issue for players when they first come in, but as we discussed, they could have missions to kind of help them with that.
Yep.
But only after doing those missions and after actually using the med gun and gaining that knowledge, do you know how to effectively use the med gun. So that if you do a scan and you see, he's got a broken leg and a concussion, you know from your experience and from doing the medic training, I need this drug and I need this drug to be able to allow him to get up and be able to move functionally.
Yeah.
So I think so go ahead. Yeah.
No, I'm just wanting to say from the other perspective, if you are a new player, it will not, that lack of that knowledge would not stop you playing, because you just jab yourself with a med pen and you take a lot, like 25% or whatever is the drag resistance or whatever that is.
Yeah.
And that will make you work for the next 10-15 minutes so you can hobble back to like medical center and fix yourself.
Med pens don't work that way. They don't fix injuries, they just fix your health. And I think it should stay like that, because as a new player, that means, I need to use a medical beacon and call a medic. That's creating gameplay. I don't think you should make med pens fix your injuries, not like a med gun does.
Exactly.
But they are fixing. Just you need to have a specific one, right?
Yes, but you don't know what they do. This is my point.
Yeah.
So as a new player, that means, I need to use a medical signal, or I need to guess which drug I need.
Just all of them. Don't guess. Just take all the drugs.
Yep.
I'm good.
You'll figure out which one you took that healed you.
Oh, this
as
one
you're
worked.
Getting super overdosed.
Crap! I took the adrenaline twice. Can you tell? Is the adrenaline working? I don't know what's going on. But yeah, no, I definitely think there should be interactions like that, and a need for specific suits and knowledge. So the deep scan is a charge scan. It takes 1 to 3 seconds. Hold. It has an actual progression bar, so I imagine you can do a half charge versus a full charge. When you use it, there's an emission spike. So versus your signature versus background noise. And we've discussed the information. So basic information is displayed on this one, but as we've discussed, different suits should give different information and different varieties of detail, and even from different tiers. So medical gameplay is a great example of this, as well as exploration, but let's stick with medical. Let's say tier 1 medical armor. It's just you see a person, you see their injuries. But when they start bringing illnesses in, viruses and bacteria and things like that, medical conditions, which is planned, maybe at tier 2, you get more insight into what underlying issues there might be. Like, do they have pneumonia? Do they have a virus? How you might go around treating that. And at tier 3, the information of all areas of medical gameplay is much greater, to the point where it tells you
Lost cause.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
Leave him. It's fine.
Yeah, but it tells
Save
you
medical.
a greater amount of information about the condition and the best way to approach it. Nearest hospitals, for example, would be a really cool thing. Like, nearest medical facility is here. Because eventually we're not going to be able to do backspacing anymore.
No, I can't wait.
It's going to be either med beacon or die.
I think there's going to be backspacing, but I think they're going to slap in some ridiculous cost to it that you're not going to want to do it.
I think if you backspace, no matter what you've done, you should always be sent back to your home location in the final version of the game, not right now. So that the consequence is, if you travel all the way to Nyx and your home location is in Stanton, and you backspace, you lose all that ground.
I'm kind of half on it. I don't think it should be as punishing at the beginning. So let's say you okay, just let me finish. Let me finish. So you create a new character and you go there. Something happened. You backspace. You go back wherever you've been doing. You pay maybe 50,000. On you go, and you do it again. Backspace. At some point, you die. And they're like, oh, you died too many times, your input is invalid. You need to create a brand new character, and we're going to slap you with a 50% tax on everything you own.
No, I just want to
because your actual character is dead, and you're just giving away to the inheritance of a different character because you're dead.
Well, that's Death of a Spaceman. And they've already stated you're going to be able to revive from that. So I don't think that'll work with that system. Because you're going to have a certain amount of generations. So it's not going to be you die and that's it, and you create a new character. You'll have several attempts before that happens.
Well,
you are going to be able to have multiple characters as well. But I'm talking about just dying in the game, no matter what spawn point you have set. If you die by backspace, and only by backspace, not natural death, the penalty is you reset to home location. Same character. It uses one of your Death of a Spaceman regens. You have to pay tax, all that stuff. But it's not going to be a fast travel mechanic like it is now. And it is a fast travel mechanic.
Definitely no one uses it that fast travel. What are you talking about? Never, definitely in this chat, ever.
Unless you're God, Maddie, I don't agree with the suicide and straight to prison thing. It's very religious. I run it. Yeah,
straight to jail.
And maybe
insurance fraud.
Insurance fraud. Yeah. Okay. Does anyone have anything else on FPS scanning they'd like to cover at all? Anyone from chat who wants to comment? Any hopes, dreams, wants, wishes?
Yeah.
Anything you don't want to see in FPS scanning? Because I know that's definitely something people
I really
consider.
just don't want to see the full thing.
Yeah, I do think.
I don't think you will. I think it'll be ranged.
No, I've played Rainbow Six Siege, and there was a brand new character that came out when it came out called Lion, and he clicked it. For the next 5 seconds, he could have seen every single enemy thing through for 5 seconds on the map, and you can headshot them through a wall because you could have seen them. It lasted 2 days, and they had to nerf it because it was broken.
I have questions.
Yeah,
why is he called Lion? If his ability is to see through walls, shouldn't he be called?
Because he was
Bat?
Roaring kind of thing. It was like a pink thing coming out.
Bat. Like that's.
I don't know. But he was called Lion, right?
I don't like.
So lasted 2 days, and they had to nerf it because it was broken.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that's what's going to happen as well here.
To a point, I think it does need nerfing so that PvP doesn't end up just a wall hacks thing. It should be based on this kind of system we've discussed here, really, to make sure that it can't be abused.
Yep.
Well, let's move on to exploration. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying, you know our player base. They're gonna find exploit and they're gonna use it.
Yeah, no, of course.
Multiple times. Yeah.
Right. We're going to take a quick ad break whilst we kind of prepare the next section. I've got a video ready for that exploration. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, so I've got a video ready from the same CitizenCon for...
Get that video.
There it is. just dead people. Yeah, so I've got that ready. Do you guys have anything ready for exploration I need to get?
No.
Just
really.
my thoughts.
We don't want those.
No.
Okay.
Keep them to yourself. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah. We'll just wait for the ad break to finish. Oh. For those on YouTube, enjoy the break whilst we awkwardly wait for the Twitch viewers to come back. As I'm sure some of the Twitch viewers will have turbo or whatever. Honestly, I think 2023 was probably one of the most interesting CitizenCons I attended. I don't know about you guys. What was your favorite CitizenCon so far?
I attended? No.
23? I never attended one.
Well, attended as in watched. I don't mean being there physically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh, you guys are so literal. Damn.
The one that they showed us.
What's the
All
one
the
with the
awesome
bases
stuff.
and stuff?
The one with the
That's the
bases
one.
is 2024.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that was interesting. Mine was this one just because I think it was probably the biggest one that I'd seen at the time. Probably the one I felt most excited about. The most recent one was probably like my least favorite, just because it wasn't. I quite like details about the features. But 2024 was probably my favorite one overall, just because I was there. I was able to go physically and just enjoy it.
Oh, it was
Other
that.
org
I'm joking.
members went as
I'm just
well.
jealous. I'm just
Right,
jealous.
we are back now. So the next part we're speaking about is exploration. This is probably one of the features in the game with the biggest potential, because it covers literally everything. Like everything you could do in the game, it comes under exploration in some way, or potentially could, assuming CIG do it right. There's also a video that I found from Salty Mike, who discusses some of the differences between Eve's scanning and approach to environment and Star Citizens. So we can have a little look at that a bit later. But let's just start with some of the features included in CitizenCon 2023.
Super important that you, as citizens of our ever-growing, ever-evolving, persistent universe, are equipped with the tools necessary to make your ventures meaningful. So, with that said, I want to show you something that I think is extremely cool. So, Bone, our next objective is to go to the map kiosk and download a terminal.
Ooh.
Let's go ahead and activate it. What you see on...
We don't need to listen to everything on the video, just a little demonstration. So I think this is a cool concept, where main locations will have map kiosks, and you'll be able to do it. You won't just have them by default like we do now.
In my head, I've got different kind of way of exploration. Just in my head, like I want them to be a reason to go and explore and to way to like kind of capitalize on it. Especially with.
Yeah, that's a lot of that's on the board. Carry on. This is just like a foundation to jump off. It's just part of exploration and the fact that we need.
No, I think for me, like the pinnacle exploration would be if you've got different jump points between the systems, which you need go and find, and you've got a couple of uses you use and smuggle stuff in and out. You can mark them where they are. And then when they used up, they disappear, and you go and find another one. That's like pinnacle of exploration for me.
Yeah, that's and that's kind of what this will be leading on to.
Yeah.
And I do agree with you. There should be some transient points that you can explore. I don't mean locations. I think locations should be permanent, not necessarily marked, but permanent. But like
No,
transient.
what I meant, when you go on your Mobiglass and you see the map, you should be able, like, I want to mark it here, and I want to know this location from now on, right? Kind of thing.
I know what you meant.
No, you didn't. I need to tell you.
Custom markers. That's what you meant.
This is also covered in this video as well. But yeah, no.
But I like that they're going the route of the fog of war things, where like you're actually going to have to go to these planets if you've never been there before, and download the map of the whole. Because that's what they're showing here in the video, showing that you got to go to this kiosk to download the map of Orison.
Yeah.
So that you have, and then now you have the map of
and
Orison, the landing place at Orison.
Just to satiate Villain's comment, which I know is building in his head, they specifically state that main locations like this will have maps, but less developed locations will not. And you will need to physically go to the location and map out that location yourself. So
yeah.
We will be covering what you've described. The reason I'm covering this first is because this is foundational to exploration as a whole, in terms of mapping, marking, sharing markers, which is all kind of covered in this. But I agree with you, Villain. I do believe you should have true exploration opportunities. Yeah, so they cover markers, for example, albeit on the map, but it will be markers that you can, let me just find it, you can share with friends, which, you know what, let's drop the video. Let's just go straight into it. Just because you guys all rushed ahead and decided to talk about them straight away. God.
Because we know it's important. That's all it is, man.
Yeah, so you got downloadable maps, and there's less development assessments will not have a pre-created map. You'll have to do it through ping and exploration, and the map will update live and save to your Mobiglass. This will feed into features like data running and interplayer selling of that information.
People like myself who do mining around the verse, I find a bunch of locations on planets and stuff. I will probably be doing that, selling locations to certain people in that sense. That would be one way that I could upgrade myself in the game, or another gameplay loop, I should say, actually, for myself who does that type of gameplay.
Fair enough. The only, like, I don't know how this is going to work out, but like, what I'm afraid of, like, let's say Nyx came out, right? You landed in a Nyx, you downloading the whole thing of a Nyx, and you've got everything. And then you have it, and I need ammo, I'll go here. I need this, I'll go here, right? You don't explore it, because when I landed in Nyx when it came out, for me it was like, this is fresh thing, I've never been here. So I went through a whole thing from top to bottom, found any nook and cranny in there to see what's where, right? And then next time if I go there and they change something, I was like, oh, this is new, I've never seen this before. And if you don't do that because you just downloaded the whole map, I'm just afraid people are gonna be losing stuff, maybe like a mission givers or something. I don't know about that.
I understand. I mean, I think from a location-specific point of view, where it's just the map of the location, it wouldn't make sense to not have the map, because I think in a futuristic world there would be maps of the location. So, as awe-inspiring as it would be, I mean, you do have that option clearly because you have to download the map first. But as awe-inspiring as it would be to have to explore it manually in every crevice of the location, logically there would be a map. So I don't have any objection to there being a map. I do agree with you, it's fun to explore the locations without that available, and just kind of enjoy exploring. Now, just because there's a map doesn't necessarily mean all the NPCs have to be marked on that map.
Yeah.
So there's still an opportunity for exploration within a landing zone to find an NPC like Twitch Pachenko, which, by the way, I hope they change her location when 1.0 comes out, because she is a criminal sitting out openly on a chair in the middle of our cup.
I think they're moving her to Levski. I think that was the plan.
I think the way they will do the whole, what you're talking about, Villain, is a lot of POIs will be I think everything will be pretty much undiscovered in a sense, like things on planets, like POI locations and stuff like that, unless like you do a mission and it sends you there.
Yeah.
Then you know about it. I feel like, you know, when you zoom into the planet and then it just goes into your ship, but when you zoom out a bit, it's like the black abyss. I feel like as you scan planets and stuff, you'll start to see the terrains of planets and then locations and other things like that. So you'll still get what you're asking for, villain. I don't think we'll, because people already charted out the verse in our game. So that's why, like, when we open up the star map, you can see nicks and what planets are in there and little details about it. But I feel like we'll still have to go there and scan things to find the more intricate, detailed stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where they're lying in that type of area.
Yeah. For example, that people were concerned about the STAR-CXVZ feature coming in, and the fact that there'll be so many POIs all over the planet. And the downside of having all of those marked would be when you looked on the star map. Can you imagine how many names of locations would come up if every single one of them was named? So it will be a point of exploring, and if you wanted to remember a specific location because maybe a specific type of loot element or gameplay was located there, you could create a marker, as you can see here. I imagine they'll be more detailed at that point and be able to contain other information like mapping information. And you could either share it, sell it, use it for data running, which, by the way, there will be missions for data running. I'll cover that in a moment. But so there is a reason to explore, particularly on planets with STAR-CXVZ, where more POIs will be included. I do hope that they'll still handcraft some locations. I think they will, from what they've said.
They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to, man.
STAR-CXVZ helps them handcraft it. It just helps them place more things faster, and then they can go in and do a lot of detail work.
Yeah, well, it
just takes away a lot of the workload of just moving something down and positioning it. It positions everything for them, and then they can go in like.
They won't handcraft every single one. They'll have to pick specific sections. It's going to be drawing from an asset library and creating them based on logical assumptions. So, for example, if it's an industrial planet and there's a distribution center nearby, the kinds of locations that will be created will be mining areas. And around those mining areas, they may create smaller POIs from that asset library of NPC settlements around that mining area who live there and live off the land in those areas. So the POIs will be different according to the logical data sets that they are created by. And then if they do want to handcraft a location a little bit more intricately, they can do that. But the general location to location from STAR-CXVZ will be procedurally generated based on those rule sets.
Yeah, it's a layered system.
Yeah. With the data running, villain, the missions that are going to be related to this, it's going to be like caves. You will need to scan the same cave several times, because the idea is that when you go scan it, give it into the mission giver, maybe a couple of days later, things may have changed in the cave. So it's like the same principle as surveying areas on coral coasts around Australia. They need to resurvey those areas because things change. Corals grow, wreckages appear, and they need to be marked on those maps. So I think with data running, the gameplay will be cyclical. It will need to be repeated, and it can be repeated without compromising the gameplay. And then data running from a exploration specific point of view will relate to POIs unmarked in the space, the open deep space, as you've said, villain, and on planets. And then within the exploration careers, I didn't finish this list from what I can see here. I had other things in mind. There's locations, data for specific areas of importance, and you will be rated by players based on the accuracy, delivery, and quality of the information. So it's all going to kind of feed back into the reputation system as well. Before we go on to the ships, let's look at long range, because this relates to what you were talking about before, villain, with discoverable locations. So the kind of idea that I've crafted, based on the information that we've been given, is you'll have long range scanning ability in ships with that ability, essentially. And when you scan, things will ping on the screen and you'll get certain varieties of information. And I think that information will depend on tier of scanner, size of scanner, and the angle of which you ping, because you can change the angle of your ping. So if you've got a wide angle, it may give you less information, but more points. If you have a narrow ping, if you see a point that you like, you turn to that, narrow your ping and strengthen the signal, you get more information. So I think that's, there are things that can be implemented. So transient jump points, which you mentioned before for smuggling, villain.
Yeah.
I've got that included here as well. So it may be that if you're doing a narrow ping, it will give you more information. The size of the jump point is small. Destination of the jump point is pyro. The detected elements on the other side of that jump point: high volumes of quantanium, high volumes of iron, and caution, high radiation signatures, like a flare. But maybe you don't have a strong scanner. So maybe if you didn't have a strong scanner, it would tell you only the size of the location, the size of the transient jump point. It couldn't detect where it's going. It couldn't detect where the elements are, but it can sense a high degree of radiation coming from the jump point. So you can say that's likely pyro, but I don't have enough information to know for sure. Is that the kind of thing you're talking about? Things that are just unknown.
Yeah.
And they kind of pop up and disappear because transient jump points will do that. You could have wreckages like that. You could have crashed, like exploded capital ships like that kind of pop up in the map, and you can discover through exploration.
Man, that's for me. Sorry, just for me, the part of salvaging is the best thing. You find a ship and you don't know what's on it, man. You're like, ooh, I found something, and it's like a piñata. Let's see what's inside, kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's the best part. Yeah,
that'd be cool. You could also scan planets, and similar information could come up. So let's say I've never been to Hurston before, and I need to know what kind of elements are on that planet. If I do a deep scan with a mining ship, for example, versus a carrack, it'll tell me more detailed information about elements, because maybe a mining ship has a specific scanner that can detect those elements a little bit more accurately. Or maybe I need to farm hydrogen, and I'm looking for hydrogen pockets in the atmosphere of Crusader or in a nebula. FYI, hydrogen farming is not in the game yet, but will be eventually. I've also got an example here of maybe I'm in a carrack and doing exploration gameplay, or maybe I'm even in a caterpillar with a party of pirates, and I'm scanning, and I see a quantum distortion, like a jammer, and it tells me, oh, there's one size, a large size signature, two medium size signature. It tells me what elements are detected on that ship. It tells me there's a low signature, which is unknown. That could be drugs or another kind of cargo that's undetectable. And then it tells me the IR sizes of those signatures. And I can say, ooh, I could do with some quantanium. You come in, you destroy the pirating ships, and then you become the pirate. That kind of thing.
No, you're liberator at that point. You're
just saving the quantanium, right?
Yeah. It just depends on your marketing team. Yeah.
So there's just like I'm just playing with ideas with this kind of depiction.
Yeah. No, for me, the biggest thing is for exploration, for more people to do exploration, it needs to be profitable, right? So whatever you explore whoever is selling the information to, it needs to be for them to be worth to paying you for discovering it, and them still to make money, whatever they're going to be doing on the other side.
Yes. Well, that is up to CIG on how they implement that and how they balance that, because they need to make this information limited enough that people need to buy it, and valuable enough that it's worth buying. So, like you say, if I scan a transient jump point and I have a ship that can detect. So, for example, maybe mining ships don't have scanners that can detect enough things. Maybe you can only detect this in exploration ships like the Carrack. And by scanning this transient jump point, I detect high volumes of quantanium. And maybe it gives me a proximity to that transient jump point. Maybe it's 32 megameters away, something like that, from where that jump point exits. And I can say, hey, miners, I've got this jump point here, and if you're looking for Quantanium, there's a large deposit of it near this transient jump point. And you sell that information. That kind of thing would make that more valuable and worth buying, right? And it saves the miners a lot more time.
Yeah.
Is that?
Definitely.
Kind of yeah.
Definitely, man. I'm just more like along the line. Oh, I found a jump point which we can smuggle some stuff from between the systems, and no one knows about it. So we've got, like, let's say in org, we've got 10 jumps to maximize the profit on it, right?
Yeah.
Or you just sell it somewhere else.
Well, that then becomes a choice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because if I find a jump point, I'm like, do I tell people about this, or is it my little prison pocket?
Yeah.
Is it where I go to smuggle things through in the no holes? Anyway. But yeah, so this is kind of a depiction. It kind of plays into a lot of what you were saying, Villain, and just having POIs. Yeah. You could have shipwrecks. You could have undiscovered asteroid belts.
Yeah, mining clusters. You could even do later on maybe like ancient ruins of civilizations, stuff like that.
When Vega comes in,
way in the future, I'm talking about.
Yeah, maybe in Vega, maybe they don't tell anyone about it. But maybe you find the old battlefield from Squadron 42.
Yeah, and find some kind of prototype weapons and stuff. Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah. And you scan, or maybe the battlefield is known about, but nothing in there is discovered. Like
it would be cool. Yeah, it would be cool if you find like some kind of Vandal old ship, and you find like a size 2 energy shield, and it's like 6 times more powerful, but like consumes like 10 times more fuel.
Yeah,
something ridiculous. It's just one off. You cannot really replicate or anything if you just got a one off. If you lose it, that's it. You lost it.
Yeah. I mean,
something bad.
You could have that battlefield there, and everyone know about the battlefield, but because you could randomize loot and spawning locations, that's where scanning could come in within that battlefield, and you could scan for that. So there's a lot of use cases for exploration. So in terms of exploration ships and the different types, there are 3 main types. Pathfinders, which are your scouts. You send them ahead to scan areas, maybe a larger party. So maybe a Terrapin would be preceding a Carrack in a party. Doesn't have to be. Just trying to keep it in the same manufacturer. Keep it in the family.
And
Corsair. Yeah. Corsair and a Cutter Rambler or a Cutter Scout. And then you got Touring, which is maybe some NPCs want a pleasure cruise. And so you take them on your 400i or your 600i. You take them out across the landscapes of Pyro 4. And you use some information you purchased from Maddie for some lakeside views and a nice place to build a resort, like a little base where you take these NPCs.
Yes, you can also pay me to build your base. I'll build it too.
Then you have expedition type ships, which are more militaristic or more purposeful ships. So the Carrack and Odyssey being the most notable of them. But then you've got science vehicles like the Constellation Aquila, and the 600i, which is an Explorer. It's still a luxury ship as far as I know, though, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
Any Origin ship.
There's lots of ships to choose from. I do have the map of the Carrack here. So I thought it'd be fun to discuss the type of features we would expect on an exploration ship versus other ships that aren't to do with exploration. So, for example, the Carrack has a cartography deck. Now, I'm happy about this because CIG have locked themselves in and said the cartography will be a gameplay mechanic, and you will need to have a deck like this.
It's planned to be. We'll see.
Well, it's gonna suck for them when all the
Charting the stars
complain about the fact there's a cartography deck and no cartography gameplay. But this is like map.
Hey, what's this?
recording.
Showroom.
Yeah, it's just a showroom. Like this is my map recording, or maybe me and Villain are on a planet and we're trying to plan raiding a base. We can look at the terrain which we mapped earlier that day, or we purchased it from Maddie.
Wasn't the Javelin and the Bangle or whatever those as well inside of them?
They don't have a cartography deck. They have a hollow globe.
They have like a huge hollow globe thing.
Yeah,
so like...
that's like the hollow globe is not this. I mean, this is essentially the same tech, but hollow globe they use for combat. But I don't think they have the same scanning ability in terms of mapping as this ship would have. That kind of
yeah.
So they would need to buy the map.
Because even Polaris got something similar, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, the capital ships have all holodecks, but this is like a dedicated cartography deck. This is why I'm pointing this out over those things. Because a Polaris doesn't go out to explore. Maybe it has some exploration capability, but a Carrack is supposed to do that specifically, isn't it?
Yeah.
Supposed to chart the stars.
So the technical deck. What else do we have in here? The drone room and the repair room. So the repair room adds longevity. You could prepare scanning modules for your smaller ship in here. You could prepare it for your suits. The drone room, it has scanning drones as well.
Yeah, so it's got a little bit of everything. You've got a small ship on the board, you've got a vehicle, a little bit of everything, just dependable what you're gonna find. Kind of, you've got everything on board.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And for this hangar with the Pathfinder version of the Pisces, you would send that into larger caves where you could map the cave with the Pisces, land on foot, map the smaller sections of that cave. You would land back in the Carrack, and maybe you could upload that map into the Carrack, or to give it to the pilot or the captain. So that is the Carrack. I don't think there's any other exploration features. Medical. I think that's a pretty solid feature for an exploration ship, to be fair.
Yes, and technically, like if you exploration, if we would be actually flying the ship, you want a kind of comfortable living as well, that kind of thing.
As far as I understand it, it will have modules here.
Yes.
So you could have modules specific to exploration. You could have modules specific to science, things like that. So there's a little bit of versatility here. And I think that's a good feature for an explorer vessel. Now, if we look at, do we have... No, they didn't see fit to include a good Drake ship like the
Corsair.
Like the Corsair. I think the 890 Jump has some exploration features. Yeah, I don't think there's any other exploration ships on here just yet.
But the other thing when they're gonna a little bit, they're coming out with manufacturing on the machine thing, which you can take it with you, and you can take Ursa. So technically, if you don't have it, you can take your medbed with you as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So it depends if you just can fit all of that and the resources you need to take with you on top of it.
Yeah,
and we've got enough fuel.
I still think they need to limit the med beds a bit more. I think
yep,
the med gel should be higher cost. They really need to limit the amount of respawns you can have with the med bed. I think that's too much at the moment.
I think.
So other foundational features of kind of exploration will be scanning drones, where you could leave it out in space. So your Carrack drones, you drop one off and you leave it there, and you can collect data from that drone at any point. The drone persists at least until maybe the battery runs out or whatever, or you go and collect it. Data running, which is the monetary side of exploration, Villain, just for you.
Sure.
And then location sharing, which is organizational. So maybe drones is more kind of collection rather than just drones, because
I think it's just more kind of give you wider range kind of thing you can scan.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. These are just foundational tools. That the actual function of exploration is completely up to you. That's kind of the whole point. Like you say, things that need exploring, a bit of dynamism.
That's the biggest problem, I think, with exploring at the moment.
Yeah, well, yeah, there is no exploration. The exploration is just flying around the game at the moment.
Not like there's slight exploration. You can fly around and find like containment or something. So there's like,
yeah, there's a little bit, but that's just traveling around the universe. Exploration in its purest sense, but not exploration gameplay.
Yeah.
I explore all the time. How dare you?
There's a difference between exploring and exploration-oriented gameplay.
It's my gameplay. I make up my own missions.
Yeah. Now,
fine shit.
That's all that I have prepared. There's one more video from Salty Mike that compares Eve's scanning with Star Citizen, but it's quite long. And it's going to be hard to pinpoint specific talk points. But essentially, Eve already has a system that we've kind of described, which is not every location is known, not every location is listed, and long-range scans are how you discover those new locations. They are not set. They are not pre-discovered.
They just so it's basic. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Something along the line, oh, ship is in trouble in here. There's a distress beacon, and you can go there and check it, or you don't go there, kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Now there is one thing that he said that he was had a lot of conviction about that I don't necessarily agree with, and that is random spawning and despawning of locations. So like asteroid clusters that come out of nowhere, essentially, randomly pop up that you can discover, but once they're mined, they'll disappear.
Yeah.
I get his point, and I do appreciate it, but I feel like location spawning randomly is kind of against the whole ethos of what Star Citizen is supposed to be, which is like a living, functional universe. And
yeah, that's them being used to the whole survival game resource spawn. It'll randomly spawn here and there, so you can have a meta for it. I don't hope they do that either.
Yeah, I think there can be random POIs spawned, like we talked about, wreckages of capital ships, or wreckages of battlefields. Like they've already done that once or twice, or maybe a piece of a space station that has been floating through space. If you're able to, no, not really, because if you think about it, you can't just sweep up an asteroid cluster. Like it's not just going to disappear, but a shipwreck can be salvaged. So if that one randomly spawned in the server and randomly despawned, you could consolidate that in your mind and say, oh, that's been salvaged. But you can't say that about an asteroid field.
Why not?
Exactly.
It would take absolutely ages, but you can do it.
Yes, but realistically, in the time frame that you would need to spawn in and spawn out those locations, it wouldn't make sense.
If you're coming in there with an Orion and eating the damn belt, then
exactly. Just hoover the whole thing, man. Minutes.
It's all gone.
If there was a small asteroid field and that gets depleted, then yes, of course. But like I'm talking about like large asteroid clusters.
Like the one in Nyx.
What if it's only one big asteroid found?
That's fine. Yeah. I can see that. And maybe the challenge gameplay there is that you go into decoupled and align your speed in your Orion or your mining ship with the asteroid that moves.
Oh, so you're mining when it moves. Oh, that would be cool.
That would be a cool gameplay. Because then your decoupled mode comes in as a gameplay feature. As a miner. And it's realistic.
Cool.
And
I like it.
Expect in space. The thing I have against just location spawning is it's kind of against what we expect in Star Citizen. The idea of randomly generated POIs, I'm fine with. That's okay. It's locations that I have a problem with.
Yeah.
I agree that there should be locations on a map completely off the map, not listed, completely unknown to the player. It could be something like way off into the corner of the map. I'd love that. And really hard to detect, so you'd have to have a specialized ship to detect it. Those kind of things, as long as they're permanent and they'll stay there, because that's where meaningful exploration will come in. Randomly generated locations will not be meaningful. Because I can report that data to villain, and then a week later it becomes irrelevant.
I agree. Yep.
I think it should
No,
be
I
a
get
choice. If I find a really hard to detect area of space where there's an abandoned station, or maybe an old org base that was never deleted, and it's just abandoned. If I find that, I have a choice. I can sell that information, or I can say, "Hey guys, found an abandoned base." Rather than building the one we are currently, let's go have a look at it. Is it good enough for our org? Yeah, let's move in. So that's kind of the line that I draw. I agree that this system would be amazing for exploration, but I don't agree that it should be locations spawning in and out. POIs, yes. Specific locations, no. I think they should be set.
I agree. I agree with that as well. Yeah.
Any other thoughts, Maddie, that you have?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything that I was thinking of this week.
For anyone curious, this video is from Salty Mike TV. Star Citizen needs to steal this from EVE Online. Is the title of the video. Tell you what, let me just. I'm going to post a link to all the YouTube videos that we've covered today below.
In the chat for you. 1, 2, 3.
Also, the Benoit live stream will be in here. For anyone curious to see what's going on in a bit more detail.
Yes.
Also, if anyone wants to use the mesh map website that I found, that is also going to be here.
There you go.
Oh, there's one thing we haven't looked at, which is this website, Verse Guide, which is a consolidation.
No, that's my website. How dared you?
So this has all 3 systems in it. It displays specific maps for specific places. So if I want to go to Aberdeen to find specific places or explore something new, you have these specific labels. It'll show you where it is.
Highly detailed maps, 3D and 2D maps.
Yeah, these numbers are the orbital markers in space. So if you know that the paths, which are the Hathor locations, are under orbital marker 5, and you're trying to explore this area, it'll make it far easier to explore if you use these maps. So this is Verse Guide. I think I just shared it, didn't I? Yeah. So if anyone wants to use those maps, they're there for you. I'll also put them in the YouTube chat as well. Just so they're there.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Okay. Now I'm going to go through all these and copy them again.
Copy and paste.
The awkward pause. Right, so as usual, we are going to be raiding another channel.
Let's raid a lovely Star Citizen.
In the interest of supporting other creators, if you wanted to stick around and help us raid a stream, that would be great. If one of you guys do the raid, just because I'm getting all these links over, are you able to do that?
You got this? Okay.
Yeah, or someone. One of you. Someone. And we shall run an ad before we go on the raid.
Oh yeah. You found someone, villain? If not, I help.
Espanol, maybe not.
Don't raid until after the ad, villain. We need to say goodbye and sign off. But yeah,
There's
anyone
some
watching on YouTube, if you have anything that we missed or that you didn't agree with, or any other thoughts on the kind of gameplay you're expecting to see, just give us a comment below. Like and subscribe just to help us grow our community, and any improvements that you want to see on our podcast, just give us a comment.
What are you talking about? We're perfect. How we are.
Yes, you are perfect.
I knew it.
No one can deny.
I knew it.
But yeah, if you have any comments that you want to share below, please do. We do read them and we do appreciate them. Well, yeah. Maid costumes. Villain, you heard her. You got to put a maid costume on next week.
Done. Easy. But then you cannot complain. You cannot complain next week,
Just
though.
you, Villain.
Yeah. One more thing to mention again for anyone watching on YouTube, the ad's still running on Twitch. If you are curious about any other tools that people use for Star Citizen, whether that's trading, mapping, DPS, anything you want to kind of explore and you're not aware of those things, ask below in the comments as well, and we will share those links in the description so that you can access them. And we may even make some videos around those tools to teach you how to use them. Okay? Yeah. I think a villain in a maid dress would sell. And Maddie, you need to wear a devil costume.
You guys talking like this is gonna be my first time.
What?
No, not.
Why do I got to be the devil?
I don't know. You kind of got those vibes.
What?
All right, but okay, we're gonna raid someone out. I think Villain may have found someone in theory.
Sure.
But thank you everyone for coming to the stream. We're gonna raid someone in a couple of seconds to give a bit of support to other creators. Thanks again. Drake Sten signing off.
Catch you guys like that. Off we go.
Raiding.
Did it start it?
Yeah, it's
Is it
starting.
working?
Just gotta wait for you to drag us in, Villain.
How do I drag it? No, just right now. Boom, done.
Yeah. Oh, that's how you drag.
You go on to the thing.
All right. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you, YouTube and Twitch. Goodbye.